Hey guys, welcome back to Simple Living and welcome to today's episode. If you're new here, my name is Ibeth and I typically do DIYs, affordable home decor, and room transformations. So for today's episode, I thought that I should share like 5 actual tips that can help you upgrade your home. Last year, I had a video where I talked about transformation tips, which really were easy things that you can basically just go out to the store and buy yourself and install and you would have ready in one day. But today, I thought that I should actually include things that really do change up or upgrade your home. So the number 1 tip is going to be paint. I know that I've talked about this so many times and I know you're probably already annoyed with me because I mentioned that a lot. But you guys, I really highly recommend it. I cannot stress it enough. Paint changes it all, you guys. If you hate your room, just paint it and watch how much it transforms it, and it just makes you love it with that little instant. Of course, paint can be pricey, but you can do one room at a time. But then again, if you buy the 5-gallon bucket and paint your whole home the same color, then or your entire space the same color, then it probably can save you some money. But if you'd rather just take it a little bit at a time, then 1 gallon, I think 1 gallon would do depending on how big your space is. Tip number 2 is going to be new floor. Yes, wood floors have been trending for a very long time now, for a while now, a few years, and I don't see them going away anytime soon. They had been popular like back in the day. They were popular back in the day as well, but the real wood floors, and those are really expensive. But there's so many affordable options nowadays that you can install yourself or have someone install for you. If you're up for the challenge, we tried to do that ourselves and it did change our living room drastically because we did have carpet throughout our home, even in the dining room. Personally, I feel like bare floors accentuate your furniture. So if you have even decent looking furniture, you guys, when you have bare floors, like really nice floors, it's part of the room. It actually changes it so much. Tip number 3 is going to be new doors. Okay, hear me out. I know doors are expensive, but you can buy one at a time if you really need to update. If your home is older, or if it's just like, a very basic door, buy one at a time, one every few months, and slowly upgrade, you guys. But it is something that you look at when you first open, or you're gonna go into a different room, which is something that we notice when we walk in, even your front door, of course. But I've noticed such a big difference. Like if you're in my house, you would have probably never imagined that this is an older home because the doors are upgraded. We've actually upgraded our bathroom door and our room doors, which are only 2. We still have to update, of course, the closets, but there's time for that. As like I've said, we do this slowly. If you do not want to spend money on a new door, there's a lot of DIYs out there where you can actually make a little frame around the door or on the door to create like a luxurious looking door. Like if it had like these little lines right here. There's so many DIYs, you guys, that you can do now. Just Google or go to Pinterest and you'll find so many ideas that are so clever, and I would have done if I couldn't have bought a door. Tip number 4 is going to be new trim and or baseboards. So if you have baseboards in your home and they really need to be replaced, I would highly suggest that you do it if you can afford it, of course. It does change up a space. Even if you don't have it and if you don't have baseboard and you add it, you'll see the difference, you guys. It just takes it to the next level. I feel like a plain wall without baseboard just looks too bland, and that is like the perfect little accessory that your wall needs. Trust. If you do not know how to install, of course you can find someone to do it for you. If you're up for the challenge, try it. We've tried it ourselves because, well, my husband is in the construction industry, so he does know a little bit, and we have the tools. You guys, we're DIYers, right? So this is what we do here. Also, the trim in your windows, you guys. If it's really beaten up and you can replace it, do it. It just adds like the accessory to the window. You don't even have to add it to the whole window. As long as you have your trim around your walls or the baseboard and no trim around the windows, that is enough trust me, you don't need to go all out. Our house already had it, which is something that I really enjoyed or that I really liked. It was one of the features that I appreciated in this house. If you don't want to replace anything or add anything, just a fresh new coat of paint you guys will do, because they do get beaten up, they do get scuffed, and you want to refresh it and it'll just look new. Paint just makes everything look new. Tip number 5 is going to be new outlets and new covers and or hardware. If you can replace the whole entire outlet, like not just the cover but the thing where you actually plug your stuff into, I don't know what it's called, is it an outlet? If you can replace that, by all means do it if it is really ugly. If it's not, leave it alone, of course. But I do live in an older home, like I said, so mine are really beaten up. They kind of even have like paint on them. So we're actually working slowly throughout our home, replacing them with new ones and new lids as well. If you don't know any about electrical, or you don't want to pay anyone for that, because I think it can get really pricey, just change the lid, you guys, the covers, and it just makes a huge difference. If people come over and they want to plug their phones, you don't want them to see your ugly outlet. New hardware as well, you guys. New hardware is the easiest thing, especially in your doors. So like I mentioned, we did replace our doors and replaced, of course, the hardware. We did replace the knobs or the handles. If you can replace the handles on your doors, you guys, do it, because it is something that just stands out. Like I said, when people come over, you grab the handle to walk into the bathroom, people notice that. And if your hardware or your knob, your handle, whatever you want to call it, is really old, ugly, and rusted, they'll notice that. And just a new clean one will feel great and just make it look great. Even if you can't upgrade your door, upgrade your hardware. Can get pricey depending on the one that you like, but like I said, pace yourself and upgrade maybe once every month, once every few months per door. We actually got a good deal on these. It was a pack of 4, and I believe it was $60 if I'm not mistaken, from Home Depot. They had a special going on, which we just jumped on because I wanted new hardware on or new knobs, new handles on the doors, and I've always liked like the ones where you pull down to open the door, if that makes any sense. I thought those were always so fancy, so I wanted that, and I thought it was a good deal, you guys, because it's pretty much, I guess, for 4-pack, what's that, 20, 15? Like less than $20 per knob. And it's a good deal, I would say. So keep an eye out for those. Amazon probably has some good deals, I'm sure. If you can find them, whatever, depending on your taste and your budget, of course. Yeah, those are all my tips that I have for you guys today. I hope that this video was helpful in some sort of way, because we sometimes feel like we have to tear down walls or like build a whole new room to make it look upgraded. There's little things, you guys, that we do have to invest in, but in the long run help you so much. It just changes up the room and it upgrades it, which is the point. And if you own your home, all these things can increase the value on your home as well. In case you haven't watched my last video, I will link it down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye. I'm so tan. I've been on the lake too long. At the lake too long.